So 26 Regiment has been out here conducting its annual currency and competency live firing with its crews. So each of our MLRS detachments has been live firing unitary warheads in order to make sure that they are current and competent for the year being held at high readiness for the British Army. Well, so I think it's really important that the crews understand the the reality of live firing a rocket. While you can simulate some of this, there is a nervousness and a difference in the perception of the crews when they know they've loaded an MLRS with a live full bore round, which they're then inputting the data and completing that mission themselves, and it adds a reality which we can't replicate with our current training munition in the UK. And of course, White Sands is the only place that's big enough for us to do it. England doesn't seem to have a range long enough. Just don't have anything of this size and scale in the UK. And of course, we came out here originally to do some of the testing alongside the US as we've developed MLRS together, and that relationship has endured. And so we now have gone beyond testing, and we actually conduct exercise, tactical scenario live firing on the range. And the range staff have been brilliant in supporting us in developing that from a test exercise into one in which we can operate within a limited tactical scenario. I think one of the things that we found challenging is moving from that element of it being a test range with very specific conditions and constraints set up, which are absolutely valid for testing where you need lots of data, to delivering a tactical scenario. So we've managed to get over that through allowing the detachments to move forward, to load their own ammunition natures, to move off into a hide, and then to deploy from that hide through a limited tactical manoeuvre through 400-600 yards onto the firing position, where we've then been able to remote in most of the data to delay the procedure of plugging in a system to gather that data. So we've been able to speed up the process of the crew receiving its fire mission, deploying, getting onto the plinth and engaging its target, so to replicate much more neatly that which we would conduct on operations. So it's been brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. The crews have managed to fire. We were lucky in that we had a couple of additional rockets that would otherwise have been out of date. So we've been able to conduct a couple of multi-point missions, which is not something we've been able to do in the last few years. So the crews have really seen something new this year. And it's important that we've been able to generate that, because 26 Regiment as an MLRS regiment has only just formed into this size and shape. 2 years ago, this was an AS90 155mm guns regiment. So being able to develop and enhance this exercise as we go forward is critical, not only for the currency of the individuals, but for the wider understanding and the realisation of what 26 Regiment brings to the British Army and to our allies as we come along and fight alongside the US in future conflicts. So, I mean, the range work has been brilliant. The team here are fantastic. I mean, obviously professionals who do this, I'd say day in, day out, but certainly pretty regularly. And they just make coming here and getting into the right size and shape and position and enacting the missions, they make it so easy and brilliant. They're so supportive and helpful. So it's a great place to come out, and they're always a bunch of nice folk with some good top tips about what to do in the local area too. I mean, JP out here has been brilliant this year in just, being flexible and allowing us to try and get towards achieving the aims of our exercise. So, big thanks to him and all of his team, and Alex, of course, and everybody else out here that runs it, really. It's great for us to be able to come out here. Hopefully in the future we seek to expand these trips in the US to not only include some time on White Sands Missile Range, but to do some of our wider liaison and negotiation with some of the units. I mean, 3Div in the UK, for whom I'm their Divisional Fires Regiment, is building a close relationship with 3 Corps, Phantom Warriors, and we're building a relationship with 75th Fab up in Fort Sill. And while that's a bit of a drive from here, actually once we're over this side of the Atlantic, it makes sense for us to exploit that and go and see them. So in the future years, I think we'd like to do a bit more with them and maybe invite them to come down and see us live fire as well.
Yeah, it was good. We don't really have the opportunity to fire this bit of equipment in the UK with the live missile. So coming out here it's a good experience, good hands-on training. So usually we fire RRPR, so which is like the practice missiles, but out here we were able to do the real thing, which is good. So personally, it's a lot louder. You have a different feel when you're doing your job role. It feels like you're doing closer to the real thing. Massively beneficial. Yeah, we can't do this anywhere else other than out here at the moment. So it was, yeah, it's perfect. Okay.
So we've been live firing for the past 2 days, full bore, which is different for me. My point of view, I've never fired full bore before, but it's a great experience and I really enjoyed it. Very good, because in the UK we only use RRPR, which stands for Reduced Range Practice Rocket, and we don't have the distance to fire like you do here, like the big open space. So for us, as a detachment and a person myself, it's a really good training benefit. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and the people around here are very nice people, and which helps a lot as well. And they're very knowledgeable people as well, which is good. Really well, and also from my point of view, after this we're going to see the actual damage it's done and go see the impact area, which is and also a nice thing to see, because when you're finding there, you're just inside the cab, you don't see anything. It's nice to see what you've actually hit and what you've destroyed, so it's good to know. So yeah.